It's time again for the Science Bowl.
Zoo Parade for 5. What big teeth the hippo has are actually a pair of these. Science Potpourri for 10. Would a snake most likely eat every day? Every week, Dateline Science for 10. Why are some elephants wearing necklaces these days? Green things for 15.
And now, here's your host, Mr. Z himself, Dave Zarin.
Thank you, and welcome to the Science Bowl, the science quiz program here in the Prince George's Schools where we test science IQs. Test your own and play along with us today. Let's meet today's teams. First, from Mother Jones Elementary School, would you please say hello to Merlina Garcia, Anna Umanzor, and Miranda Segarra. And from Woodridge Elementary, would you please say hello to Jocelyn Alvarez, Dayana Lancaster, and Shabria Robbins. And now here are the categories of questions we use on the Science Bowl.
Okay, Mr. Z, here's today's categories. Green things, questions about plants and all things green and growing. Zoo Parade, a Noah's Ark of questions about animals. Body systems, we'll see how much you know about yourself, about things like breathing and growing, and digesting your food. Let's get physical. Questions that test your knowledge of physics and chemistry, earth science and space science. Then there's Science Potpourri. Here's a grab bag of science questions, everything from air pollution to the kitchen sink. And finally, Dateline Science. We'll ask you about science history and science in the news.
Here on the Science Bowl, we arrange our game board according to question difficulty, with the easier questions on the left. They're worth 5 and 10 points. The tougher ones worth 15, 20, and ultimately 25, the toughest of them all. Both of our teams start out at 50 points apiece. No penalties, ever, for incorrect answers. At the end of the 2 rounds today, one of these 2 good-looking, talented teams will come back to play our game again and perhaps advance to the semifinal rounds in our elementary competition. Let's make sure everything works properly before we take another step. Anna, would you try your buzzer? Looks and sounds good. Good luck to you, to Merlina, and to Miranda. And Diana, try the green teams. Also, A-OK over there. Good luck to you, to Shabria, and to Jocelyn. And I just have to say, congratulations. You wouldn't be here unless you were good students. So no matter what happens today, pat yourself on the back because you done good. All right, let's have a good game. We go alphabetically M before W. So that means Mother Jones and Anna, you get to start. Let's go.
Green things for 5.
Green things for 5 points. Teams, if you know Dr. Seuss's stories, you know that Maisie had one of these D initial green things growing out of her head. Daisy Head Maisie was the name of that story. Okay, no points. We'll try again. Anna?
Zoo Parade for 10.
Zoo Parade for 10 points. Teams, if you ever saw the movie The Wizard of Oz, you know on the way to Oz, Dorothy was fearful of what 3 predatory animals? Woodridge.
Lion, the lion, the Tin Man.
No. Mother Jones, listen carefully. On her way to Oz, Dorothy was fearful of what 3 predatory animals as she was walking along?
The lion,
Okay, what you got?
Headed to Miranda.
Yeah,
The lion, the Tin Man, and the Scarecrow.
good try. She was afraid of lions and tigers and bears. Oh my. Lions and tigers and bears. Oh my. Remember? Okay. All right. No points though. Go red. Go ahead. No, you don't push the buzzer yet. Go
Sorry.
ahead. You get to pick a category.
What do you pick?
You choose, Anna. That's your job.
Oh, okay. Body systems for 5.
Body assistance for 5 points. Teams, long ago in England, women wore corsets, girdles so tight because they wanted their waist to be real tiny. In China, a long time ago, the women wrapped their tarsal bones real tight because they wanted to have very tiny what?
Hips.
Not hips. Good try. Woodridge.
Waist.
No, the waist was with the corsets. Tiny feet. They had real tiny feet. Tarsal bones are in your foot, so that was your clue there. All right, let's try again, Red.
Let's get physical for 5.
Okay, this is a spelling question. All right. On the Washington Redskins, there's a player called Robert Kelly, and his nickname, his affectionate nickname, is Fat Robert. But if you spelled fat this way, and I want you to spell it this way, if you spelled fat this way, you might be someone who likes acids and bases a lot. All right, Woodridge.
Do I spell it?
What's that?
I spell the word.
Spell the word.
P-H-A-T.
That is exactly right. Yes, Fat Robert, which means kind of cool as well. PH. And Shabria, I know you like acids and bases. I was hoping you would jump all over that question. All right, you got some points. Okay, go Woodridge.
Let's do Zoo Parade for 15.
Okay, Zoo Parade for 15 is a visual question. That means you look at the monitor in the studio here, girls. And in this picture, you see Nemo hiding inside of a Cylindrate that stings, but it doesn't sting him. What animal is he hiding in? All right, Anna.
Algae?
Not algae. Good try. What kind of Cylindrate, an animal that stings, but it doesn't sting Nemos or other clownfish, is he hiding in? It's called an anemone. An anemone. All right, go again, green.
Body systems for 10.
Go ahead.
Let's do body systems for 10.
All right, body systems for 10 points. Teams, maybe you have played this game. Hasbro makes it, and it says this game is for your brain. The name of the game is this C initialed word that can sometimes be used to describe a brain. Diana.
Cell?
Not cell, no. What's a C initialed word that can be used to describe the brain? It's the name of this game. It's called the cranium game. Try again, green.
Zoo Parade 5.
Zoo Parade for 5 points. Teams, the U.S. Navy's best divers, even though they don't have flippers, are known as these animals.
Seals?
Seals, that's right. Okay, the Navy SEALs. That's it. Okay, red team, go.
Science potpourri for 5.
Potpourri for 5 points. Teams, even if we human beings never see one of these animals, we are hardwired, we are born, knowing to fear them, even if they are venomous or constrictors. Woodridge.
Snakes?
Snakes, yeah, we know to fear snakes, even if we've never seen one. We see it, we know to run, give it wide berth. All right, the buzzer says the first round is over. We haven't given away too many points. Maybe that'll change in the second half, right, Anna? Okay, 55 for Mother Jones, 60 for Woodridge, and we'll be right back. Don't go away. And welcome back to Science Bowl. Nice to have you here today. 2 of our 6 players are veterans. They were here before, but the other 4 young ladies are new to the program. It's a slow start today. They're getting used to how Science Bowl works, but they're doing a nice job. Let's find out about them. Let's go to Mary Harris, Mother Jones, over there in the Beltsville area. Anna, tell us about your school. Who is your principal?
Our principal is Dr. Whitson.
Wonderful. And out there rooting for you. And who's the sponsor of your team?
Our sponsor is Miss Taylor.
Miss Taylor. And Tamara, thank you for all you've done. You always send us great schools and great students, rather. And we're very lucky to have you with Science Bowl for all these years. Now, you had a lot of alternates on your team, didn't you? Had like 5 or 6, and they're all going to come out and they're going to join Miss Taylor in just a few moments. So alternates, get ready for your moment in the sunshine over here. Anna, tell us about Mary Harris, Mother Jones. What do you like best about your school?
In our school, we have lots of strict teachers, but they're also fair. We have lots of technology, and also we have a big library you have several books to pick out.
Yeah, and I remember when that school opened, it's a beautiful school. Lots of light coming in, and that library is huge, and I know you've got good teachers there. And Anna, what do you want to do someday when you grow up?
I want to be a teacher.
Yeah, you'd be a good teacher. You got some nice presence, you got confidence, you got a good voice, you got it all going, and you're a nice captain too. Miranda, nice to have you here today. How do you know so much about science? Because you do. Do you read a lot?
Yeah, it's because sometimes I go like on Netflix and then I see like all these shows that are based on science, and then I watch them and then I kind of get into it.
That's wonderful. You know, and there's so many shows like that there. You know, so many good science shows, and you've been like a sponge. You're absorbing all that, and you're keeping it. You're a fine young lady, and we like having you here. What do you want to do someday?
I don't really know.
Yeah, you're only in the 4th grade. You got plenty of time to think about that. Yeah, Marlena, you're a 4th grader too, and I know you like to play basketball. Yeah, what's your best shot? Huh? Yeah, she's too modest to tell us. Marlena, tell me about what you do in your spare time when you're not playing basketball.
In my spare time, I usually like read some science books and like go on my tablet and search up science news.
That's wonderful. That's a good way to prepare for this show and for just about anything you do. Now, Anna wants to be a teacher. Miranda, she's still thinking about what she wants to do.
I don't even know what I want to be.
No, that's too soon. Marlena, what about you? Do you have any ideas yet?
Yeah, I want to be an engineer.
Engineer, wow. So you're going to be a good math student as well, yeah? So you got it all together there. All right, you keep up your good work, all right? Woodridge, nice to have you guys here. Diana, tell us who your principal is.
Our principal is Joyner Harris.
Wonderful, and I know I've talked with your principal, and she's very proud of you guys. And the sponsor of your team is Miss Sabri, yes?
Yes.
Yes, indeed. And Joan has been here many times, and Joan, we thank you for all your support, judging and sponsoring, and you do so much for not just Science Bowl, for science in general here in Prince George's schools. We're lucky to have you. And Diana, tell us, any alternates on your team?
Yes, we have Jorge Vila.
Yeah, Jorge's out there. He's yelling the answers, but we can't hear him through the wall. Tell me about Woodridge. Best thing about Woodridge?
The best thing about Woodridge is we have a lot of technology. We also have lots of after-school programs to help us with our grades and stuff like that. Also, the teachers are very wonderful. They help us with anything we need. If we have any questions, they'll answer them for us. And we just have really great teachers. And also, Miss Sabri helps us a lot. She helps our school a lot. We do fundraisers to make money for our school, and we also have safety patrols and things like that. So I really like my school. And
you remembered all that too. You're a really good spokesperson. That was a great advertisement for Woodridge, and the teachers really appreciate your commendations there, Diana. What do you want to do someday?
I want to be a professional scientist.
Yeah, and you've taken a lot of steps, and this is your 2nd year here.
Yes.
You've got the confidence too. I mean, it shows through, and I like your smile. You're having a good time, and that's important, not just here but in life. Shabria, nice to have you back again. What do you like about Science Bowl? Why'd you come back?
Because it's very interesting, because I'm learning new things that I didn't really know before, just learning what I didn't know in school, but I'm also learning more outside of school.
Wonderful. We like to give you that opportunity, and we like also to learn what you know, and you're playing a good game here today. And someday, I mean, you told me you liked before acids and bases, so do you like to do chemical experiments? Yeah. Would you like to be a professional scientist maybe someday?
Yes.
Yeah, it's one of the options. Again, you're young too. You're in what grade?
6th.
6th grade, so you're a little farther along than our 4th graders, but still a long way from making a commitment. How about you, Jocelyn? What about you? Now you come from a big family, yeah?
Yes.
Are they all smart like you?
Yes.
You have to say yes because they're watching. Yes, indeed. And you play the violin, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah. So you're musically talented, and you're a good science student. And why'd you want to be on the show?
Like Sophia said, I'm learning new things here, and I'm also showing you guys what I know.
Absolutely right. And what do you want to do someday?
I want to be a marine biologist.
Because your brother's one, isn't he?
No,
Is your brother?
he wants to become one too.
Ah, so you both have the same ambition, the same dream. You can help each other along the way. That's great. Let's get back to our game. Woodridge has 60, 55 from Mother Jones. The last correct answer came from Woodridge. So Diana, we a lot of points up there. Let's get some points. Put on your thinking caps. Miranda, you ready?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Marlena, you ready? Yeah. Jocelyn, you with me? Not as nervous, I hope? All right, let's do this thing. Go, Diana. Go ahead. Diana, you pick one.
Okay. Let's do green things for 15.
Green things for 15 points. All right, teams. If you've ever seen a picture of a flower, a diagram, it has different parts for when it reproduces. There's the stigma, there's the pistil, and then there's this S initial part of the flower that almost sounds like it's fashionable, because another name for fashion is this S initial term that's part of the female reproductive part of a flower? What do you think, Diana?
A stem?
Oh, that's a good try. Not stem. What do you think, Anna? An S initial term that sounds like it is fashionable. You got a lot of style. Style it is. The stigma and the style. Try again, green. Go ahead.
Let's do Zoo Parade for 20.
Zoo Parade for 20 points. Teams, some of you have seen pictures of manatees. Those are the big things that are in the water. They look like sea cows. Well, in the winter, they have to find water that's warmer because even though it looks like they have a lot of this B initial kind of fat, they don't. Anna?
Blubber?
Yeah, they don't have as much blubber as you would think, so they get cold. Nicely done. Yeah, you can. Are you all right? She got all excited there. Okay, go, Anna.
Daylight science for 10.
Daylight science for 10 points. Teams, you might have heard of a scientist called Alexander Fleming. He found a drug called penicillin, and he found it in a strange way. He had this little glass dish called a petri dish, and inside was this fuzzy fungus. What do you call a fuzzy fungus? Anna?
Moss?
Not moss, good try. Fuzzy fungus in that petri dish discovered penicillin. That's what Fleming did, Diana.
Fungi?
Not fungi. Mold. Mold. Like bread mold. You ever see bread that gets that kind of that green stuff on? That's that mold. There was mold in that dish. Okay, Red. Anna, you're in the lead by 15 points. Let's go.
Daylight science for 5.
Daylight science for 5 points. Teams, recently we could go outside just when night fell, look up in the sky, and this heavenly body was only 30,000 miles away, closer than it's been since 1948. So we called it, Diana?
Hercules?
Not Hercules. We called it the super what, Anna?
Supermoon.
Supermoon, yeah, it was a supermoon. Huge, almost looked like you could touch it. Go, Red.
Let's get physical for 10.
Get physical for 10 points. Teams, the moon Titan is a lot like Earth. It has atmosphere and it has oceans, but the oceans aren't full of water. Titan orbits what sixth planet? Mother Jones.
Saturn?
Say it again.
Saturn?
Saturn, absolutely right. It orbits Saturn. She knew that one cold. Go. They're on a roll.
Science potpourri for 10.
Potpourri for 10 points. Teams, if you go to the Smithsonian, you can see lots of old inventions, including the first ever artificial one of these pumps that outside the body can still keep you alive. What kind of artificial pump are we talking about? It's an artificial heart. An artificial heart. The first ever artificial heart is in the Smithsonian. Try again, Red.
Green things for 10.
Green things for 10 points. Teams, you never talk about a corn seed or a wheat seed. Rather, you use this K initial term for the seed of a corn.
Kernel? Kernel?
Kernel is right. Yeah, corn kernels. Yes, indeed. You can even buy kernel corn in cans. Go.
Science potpourri for 15.
Potpourri for 15 points. Teams, doctors say don't ever drink hand sanitizer. Not that you would want to, because it contains ethyl and isopropyl kinds of this. Ethyl and isopropyl what can be in that hand sanitizer, Diana?
Alcohol?
Yeah, alcohol it is. Good answer. Green. Let's go.
Let's do Zoo Parade for 25.
Zoo Parade for 25. The big one in that category. Teams, when a baby mammal is first born, it drinks milk from its mother. When it changes from milk to solid food, what W initial term describes that? The animal has been what? W. 25 points, tie the score. Come on, Diana. Shabria and Jocelyn, she can't do it on her own. She rang in. What did you want to tell me? Do not ring the buzzer unless you have an idea. Anna, Miranda, and Merlina, what W initial term describes when an animal goes from drinking its mother's milk right after it's born to now eating solid food? It's called weaning. Weaning. The animal is weaned. Go, green.
Let's do 3 green things for 20.
Green things for 20 points is a visual question. Look at the monitor in the studio. You too, Jocelyn. Look at that picture. Nasty looking thing. That's a boll weevil. The boll weevil was the bane of farmers in the South because it eats a crop that was called the king of the South. It was the most important crop that was used for making much of the clothing that we wear. Woodridge?
Cotton.
Cotton, yeah, that's the cotton boll weevil. Go.
We're going to do green things for 25.
Green things for 25 points. 2-part answer. I need both. You know, a plant, when it photosynthesizes, produces oxygen. Also makes food. But at night, it goes backwards. The plant at night starts sucking oxygen back in. It starts to burn up the food it made during the day, and it gives off what 2 gases? It gives off what 2 gases for 25 points, Diana?
Carbon dioxide and hydrogen.
Ooh, good try, Mother Jones. You can get yourself 25 points if you can give me the 2 gases that the plant gives off when it respires at night. Takes in oxygen, gives out oxygen during the day, takes it in at night, and then produces what at night? Carbon dioxide and water vapor. Water vapor was the other gas. Try again, green. You're 5 points behind, Diana. Let's go.
Body systems for 15.
All right, body systems for 15 points is a multiple choice question. Listen carefully. If your neck starts to hurt, oh gosh, I got a crick in my neck. You've got vertebrae in your back here, different kinds. Are the vertebrae in your neck the lumbar vertebrae, the sacral vertebrae, or the cervical vertebrae? Which of those 3, Woodridge?
Cervical.
Cervical, absolutely right. The ones in your neck. Green, go.
Let's get physical for 20.
Let's get physical for 20 points. Teams, the planet Mars has 2 moons, Phobos and Deimos. But astronomers now think that maybe they're not real moons. They were these other kinds of A-initialed celestial objects that orbit between Mars and Jupiter, and Mars captured them with their gravity, with its gravity. Woodridge.
Asteroids?
Yeah, asteroids was your A initial. That was your clue. Come on, Merlina and Miranda, you got to help her because Anna's been working really hard over there. 130 to 100. You got to lead, Woodridge. Go. Almost done.
Let's get physical for 15.
Let's get physical for 15 points. This is kind of a strange question. Just listen. It's got a simple answer. Bird poop contains a lot of something called ammonia, which mixes in the air with acids and water and produces little particles which water vapor can then glom onto and form these in the sky that can be cumulus or cirrus.
Clouds.
Clouds, yeah. Bird poop turning into clouds. Who'd have thunk it? Go, red.
Science potpourri for 25.
Potpourri for 25, big one in that category, teams. What A-initialed social science, which is all about human beings now and in the past, has the same name as a clothing store that women shop at. A-initialed. Woodridge. What you got?
Avon?
Not Avon, no. Mother Jones, what A-initialed social science, which is all about human beings, how they lived in the past, how we live now, and is also the name of a clothing store. Anthropology. Anthropology. Try again, red. 15 points back, Anna.
Science potpourri for 20.
Potpourri for 20 points is a multiple choice question. Teams, there was a woman back in 1951. She had cancer. Her name was Henrietta Lacks. She died, but they kept her cancer cells alive. Even to this day, they're still being cloned. Does that mean Miss Lacks is impervious? Is she immortal? Or is she immature?
Immature.
Not immature. Is she impervious? Is she immature? Or is she immortal because she is still alive today in a sense?
A perv?
It was the other one, immortal. If you're immortal, it's like you never die. Try again, red.
Oh, true. Dateline science for 15.
Dateline for 15 points. Teams, this man, famous for separating conjoined Siamese twins, is a doctor at Johns Hopkins in Baltimore, and he recently was a candidate for President of the United States. His book, yes, Diana? Which one? Tell me. Go ahead.
Donald Trump.
Not Donald Trump. No, no. He's not a surgeon now. You have to listen. Mother Jones, this doctor who separated Siamese twins that were joined together. He's a doctor at Johns Hopkins in Baltimore. He was recently a candidate for President of the United States. Do you know who he is? Ben Carson. Ben Carson. Oh, the buzzer says, that's it. Our game's over. We'll be back with a wrap-up in just a moment. Don't go away. Welcome back for some first-timers. We are very proud of our players today. They did a superb job. Our final tally is Mother Jones 115, Woodridge 130. What a nice comeback over there. Jocelyn and Diana and Shabria, congratulations. We're going to see you in the next round. And Miss Sabri, thank you. Wonderful team. Great coaching as always. Let's see some big smiles over here. Anna and Miranda and Merlina, you played a wonderful game. I loved your spirit. Look at all the alternates out there. Wave, Monica, and Giselle, and Mariette, and Javier, and Catherine, and also, who am I missing? James. I'm missing James. And Miss Taylor, congratulations. Thank you always, Tamara, for everything you do, and thank you for watching. We'll see you next time on another edition of Science Bowl. Bye-bye now.